Speaker Baroness Bennett of Manor Castle.
My Lords, it's a pleasure to associate myself with the comments just made by the noble Lady Baroness Altman about the risks of deregulation and self-regulation. We've also seen a great deal of very concerning, tragic events flowing on from that in the building industry. But my first question, of which I've given prior notice, addresses what follows on from testing, i.e. self-isolation, as the noble Lord the Minister is himself demonstrating today, and I do wish him and his family all of the best. Now, of course, that's very difficult to do for many people for financial reasons or care responsibilities or other. And in recognition of that fact, the government has brought in a £500 payment for people ordered to self-isolate, with the money being paid through local authorities. Yet I credit the Martin Lewis Money Saving Expert website for what I understand is its original research published yesterday in doing spot checks and identifying there appear to be at least 5 local authorities where the allocation of money has run out, and it is reported, therefore, people are being told they cannot get a payment. Can the Minister confirm that this is in fact the case? And if so, is this an issue that the government plans to fix as a matter of urgency? Now, my second point, I appreciate the fact that the noble Lord the Minister in his introduction took time to explain how he saw the idea of a market operating in a COVID-19 testing. Now, I have problems with the whole idea of a market in healthcare, but nonetheless, at least it was outlined very clearly. And in that outline, the Minister said, everyone should have access to affordable tests. Now, given the fact that we have an explosion in the use of food banks, which started before COVID-19 but certainly increased, people are unable to even afford to buy food. It's very clear that lots of people, no price of a COVID test that they might have very good reason to want will be available. So will the noble Lord the Minister, the government, consider perhaps approaching the suppliers these tests and seeing if they could perhaps supply some to each food bank in the land so that they would be genuinely available to everyone who might have good cause to need them? Secondly, on the issue of markets, the purpose of trading in a market is generally to make a profit on the good or service provided. Given the clear high demand and need for these COVID tests, how is the government ensuring that windfall profits are not made? And indeed, I would ask the noble Lord the Minister directly what percentage profit he would consider reasonable to make on a COVID test. And finally, how is the government ensuring, given that this statutory instrument is essentially a deregulatory one, that the use and promotion of lateral flow testing, which is reported in the real world to have up to a 50% false negative rate, is being used appropriately? Clearly, it can be useful at the population level to identify asymptomatic infections, but would the noble Lord the Minister agree with me that it would be deeply dangerous if used to give people an all clear to mix and mingle with or without precautions?